Have you ever stood in the middle of a grocery store, surrounded by a dizzying kaleidoscope of colors and promises, and felt completely and utterly lost? You've done your homework. You've read the articles. You've listened to the advice. You understand the diagnosis. But in that moment, holding two boxes that both scream healthy from their labels, you feel a quiet sense of paralysis. A voice in your head whispers, "What if I get this wrong? What if the food I choose, the food I bring home to my family, is secretly working against me?" If that feeling resonates with you, even just a little, then I want you to know you are not alone. That feeling is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you care deeply. Today, we're not just going to silence that whisper of doubt. We are going to replace it with a roar of confidence. We are going to transform the grocery store from a source of anxiety into your personal arena of power. Forget everything you think you know about grocery shopping. We're about to embark on a journey that will change the way you see food forever. Let's begin. Asterisk, in our recent masterclasses, we've journeyed deep into the science of our own bodies. We've built a powerful foundation of knowledge together. We've unraveled the complex story of insulin resistance, visualizing it as that stubborn, rusted lock and a key that no longer fits quite right. We've learned to distinguish between the two types of carbohydrates with a metaphor I hold dear: the newspaper fire carbs that flare up fast and burn out in a cloud of smoke, and the steady, enduring seasoned log carbs that provide warmth and energy for hours. We've even designed the perfect blood sugar balancing plate, a beautiful mosaic of lean protein, life-giving healthy fats, and vibrant fibrous vegetables. That knowledge is invaluable. It is our map. But today, my friends, we face what I call the final frontier. This is where the rubber meets the road, or in our case, where the theory meets the shopping cart. It's one thing to understand the principles in the comfort of our homes, but it's another thing entirely to apply them under the fluorescent glare and sensory assault of the modern supermarket. So welcome. Welcome to what I believe is the most crucial, most practical, and most empowering session in our entire series, the ultimate diabetic-friendly grocery haul. As we step through these automatic doors, I want you to pause with me for a moment. Close your eyes if you need to. Just listen. Hear the gentle hum of the refrigeration units, the distant beep of a checkout scanner, the squeak of a cartwheel. Now open them. Look around. It's a calculated symphony of chaos, isn't it? We are bombarded by an environment meticulously engineered to overwhelm our senses. Gleaming lights, strategically placed displays, and a sea of more than 40,000 different products, each packaged in a vibrant costume, each screaming for your attention with promises of low fat, all natural, heart healthy. It's a battlefield for your attention and your dollars. And it's on this field that our best intentions can so easily be led astray. We walk in with a plan, but we walk out with a cart full of familiar comforts and impulsive grabs, often the very things that sabotage our goals. This is precisely why we need a new tool. It's not something you can buy. It's something we're going to build together right now. I call it the Diabetic Lens. Think of it as a special pair of glasses. When you put them on, all that distracting noise, the flashy, deceptive marketing on the front of the box, the alluring but empty health claims fades into the background. This lens allows us to filter out the nonsense and focus with laser-like precision on the only thing that tells the unvarnished truth, the nutrition label on the back. It's here, in this small block of text and numbers, that the real story of a food is written. And today, I'm going to teach you how to read that story fluently, focusing on 3 critical numbers that will become your new guiding stars. Let me tell you about a gentleman I know named Frank. Frank is in his late 60s, a retired engineer with a mind as sharp as a tack. After his diagnosis, he dove into the research with the same methodical precision he used to design bridges. He understood the science. But the grocery store was his kryptonite. I remember him telling me about standing in the yogurt aisle, just staring at a wall of what felt like 100 different options. He was completely paralyzed. He'd pick one up. Low fat, it declared. He'd turn it over and see 3 different types of sugar in the ingredients. He'd pick up another, this one with beautiful swirls of fruit on the bottom. He'd think, is that good sugar or bad sugar? The doctor said to eat more fruit. The confusion and frustration would mount until he'd just grabbed the one his wife always bought, feeling defeated before he even got to the checkout. Frank's story is the story of millions. It's the story we are going to rewrite today. By the time we finish this virtual shopping trip, you will possess a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. You will be able to stride down any aisle, pick up any product, and become what I affectionately call a label-reading ninja. You will be able to assess any food and identify it as a friend or foe to your blood sugar in less than 15 seconds. You will leave the store not feeling drained and defeated, but confident, empowered, and absolutely in control. The power is about to shift from the marketers back to you. Now let's grab a cart and begin. The Diabetic Lens, mastering the nutrition label. All right, before our cart starts rolling, we need to calibrate our new superpower, the Diabetic Lens, for most of our lives. We've probably glanced at this block of text on the back of a package, the nutrition facts label, and our eyes just glazed over. It felt like trying to read a legal document or a piece of complex code. It was intimidating. Today, we demystify it. We are going to become fluent in the language of this label. We're not going to memorize everything. We're going to focus on the 3 key phrases that tell you 90% of what you need to know about how a food will impact your blood sugar. I call them the Big 3. This is the fundamental skill that will transform Frank from a man paralyzed in the yogurt aisle into a confident, decisive health warrior. The Big 3. #1. Total carbohydrates. Your starting point, the very first number your eyes should seek out, is total carbohydrates. Think of this as the headline of the story. It's your big picture number. This figure represents the total potential gasoline load in a single serving of this food. It's an all-inclusive number, bundling together the starches, the natural sugars, the added sugars, and the fiber. It gives us an immediate, top-level understanding of the food's potential impact. We always start here, but wait. Before you even look at that number, your eyes must first check the line right above it, the serving size. This is the oldest trick in the book. Food manufacturers can be incredibly sneaky, listing a tiny serving size to make all the numbers below it seem appealingly low. You might look at a bag of chips and see it has 15 grams of carbs. Sounds reasonable, right? But then you see the serving size is just 11 chips. Who on earth eats just 11 chips? If you eat like a normal human, a few handfuls, say 3 servings, you have to multiply that carbohydrate number by 3. Suddenly, your reasonable snack is 45 grams of carbs. It's a critical first step. Always check the serving size, and be honest with yourself about how much you will actually eat. The Big 3. #2. Dietary fiber, the unsung hero. Okay, you've got your total carbohydrate number. Now you immediately scan down for its best friend, its partner in crime fighting, dietary fiber. Fiber. If carbohydrates are a family, fiber is the wise, responsible, and heroic older sibling. It's the magic ingredient on this label. It's the brakes on your blood sugar roller coaster. It's the traffic cop on the digestive highway, ensuring things move along at a safe and orderly pace. As we've discussed, fiber is a unique type of carbohydrate that your body cannot digest or absorb. And because it isn't absorbed, it doesn't raise your blood sugar. In fact, its presence does something miraculous. It physically slows down the absorption of the other sugars and starches in the same meal. It forms a kind of gel in your gut, creating a traffic jam that prevents a rapid flood of sugar into your bloodstream. This understanding leads us to a powerful and practical concept that I call your secret weapon: calculating net carbs. You won't see this term printed on the label, but it's a simple, empowering calculation we can do in our heads in seconds. The logic is simple. Since fiber is a carbohydrate that doesn't impact our blood sugar, we can subtract it from the total to get a much more accurate picture of the impactful carbs, the ones that will actually require an insulin response. The formula is beautifully simple. Total carbs minus dietary fiber equals net carbs. A food with a lower net carb count will almost always have a gentler, more favorable effect on your blood sugar. Let's make this real. Imagine 2 slices of bread. Bread A, a standard multigrain loaf, has 20 grams of total carbs and a measly 1 gram of dietary fiber. Its net carb count is 20 minus 1, which equals 19. Nearly all of its carbs are the fast-acting kind. Now look at bread B, a hearty 100% whole grain loaf. It might have 22 grams of total carbs, slightly more, but it boasts an incredible 7 grams of dietary fiber. Let's do the math. 22 minus 7 gives us a net carb count of only 15. Even though its total carb number was higher, bread B is the undisputed champion for your blood sugar. That extra fiber is your guardian angel. The big 3, number 3, added sugars, the red flag detector. We've found our total carbs. We've found our hero fiber. Now we look for the villain. The final, and in many ways most critical, number to check is added sugars. This line on the nutrition label is a relatively new and profoundly important addition. For decades, the food industry was playing a game of hide and seek with sugar, and consumers were losing. Scientists and public health officials finally realized that Americans were consuming staggering amounts of sugar that was being cleverly disguised in savory foods where you'd never expect it: pasta sauces, salad dressings, crackers, and canned soups. This added sugars number cuts through all the deception. It tells you, with brutal honesty, exactly how much sugar was put into the product during processing. This is different from the natural sugars found in milk, lactose, or fruit, fructose. This is the sugar that was dumped in from a bag or a barrel for the express purpose of making the product more palatable, more addictive, and cheaper to produce. Your goal, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to keep this number as low as humanly possible. Think of it as a red flag score. The higher the number, the bigger and more furiously that red flag is waving at you, screaming, danger. Ahead, you have to become a detective, because sugar rarely calls itself sugar in the ingredients list. It wears dozens of masks. It's a master of disguise. You'll see it listed as high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, sucrose, maltose, cane juice, rice syrup, barley malt, dehydrated cane juice crystals. The list goes on and on with over 60 different aliases. It's a rogues gallery of villains. But the beauty of the added sugars line is that it doesn't care about the alias. It exposes them all and gives you one simple, honest number. 0. Is your hero here? A case study. The healthy granola bar betrayal. Okay, class is over. It's time for a field test. Let's put our new Diabetic Lens into practice with a classic wolf in sheep's clothing. This oats and honey nature's field granola bar. The box is a masterpiece of marketing. It's covered in images of golden wheat fields, flowing honey, and a beautiful sunrise. It practically radiates health and wholesomeness. But we are label-reading ninjas now. We are not fooled by a pretty package. We seek the truth, and the truth is on the back. First, we check our serving size. Okay, it's 1 bar. Simple enough. No tricks there. Now, for the big 3, total carbohydrates. My eyes scan down, and there it is. 29 grams. Wow, that's our baseline. That's a significant load for 1 small bar. Dietary fiber. Next, we search for our friend fiber, And, oh dear, a lonely 2 grams. That's not a hero. That's a bystander. So let's do our secret weapon calculation. 29 minus 2 gives us 27 net carbs. This means nearly all of its carbohydrate load is the impactful, blood sugar raising kind. The seasoned log is nowhere in sight. This is pure newspaper, added sugars. And now, for the moment of truth. The red flag detector. We scan down to the added sugars line. And there it is, in black and white. 12 grams. 12 grams. To put that in perspective, that is the equivalent of 3 full teaspoons of pure, white table sugar dumped directly into this one healthy bar. Let's pause and absorb that. This product, dressed up as a hiker's best friend and a nutritious snack, is, from a metabolic standpoint, a candy bar. It's a sugar delivery system masquerading as health food. And what is our verdict? With its pathetically low fiber and shockingly high added sugar, this is a product we are placing firmly, and with a sense of righteous indignation, back on the shelf. This, my friends, is the profound power you now hold. You can see through the marketing maze. You have the lens. Our lens is calibrated. Our skills are sharp. It's time to roll. Our game plan for navigating the supermarket is elegant and effective. We shop the perimeter first. We make a conscious effort to spend most of our time and budget on the outer edges of the store, and only then do we make strategic, surgical strikes into the center aisles for our essential pantry staples. There's a simple, profound truth about the modern grocery store. The less a food has to say for itself on a package, the better it probably is for you. A crisp, green head of broccoli doesn't need a health claim. A firm, red apple doesn't need a flashy logo. A fresh salmon fillet doesn't need a cartoon mascot. These are whole foods, just as nature intended. This is why we start on the perimeter. This is our safe zone, our Garden of Eden. Stop number 1. The produce section, our foundation. Here we are, in the most vibrant and life-giving section of the entire store. This is where we build the foundation of our health. First stop, the leafy green powerhouses. I'm grabbing a large bunch of organic kale. Don't be intimidated by it. It's packed not just with vitamins, but with magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals crucial for blood pressure and cell function. Next, we follow a simple rule. Eat the rainbow. The different colors in fruits and vegetables represent different phytonutrients and antioxidants, each with a unique job. I'm getting bright red bell peppers, bursting with vitamin C, a crown of broccoli for its incredible fiber and calcium, a bag of carrots for beta-carotene, essential for eye health. I never, ever leave without my flavor foundation, onions and garlic. They are the base of 1,000 healthy meals and have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. For fruit, we look for fiber and value. I always grab our budget MVPs, bananas for that easy cramp-fighting potassium, and crisp apples, a fantastic source of soluble fiber. Look, berries are on sale this week. When they are, it's a great time to buy them fresh. Their low sugar content and high antioxidant levels make them a diabetic superfood. Stop number 2, the meat and fish counter, the protein powerhouses. Continuing along the perimeter, we arrive at the protein center. For our meal prep this week, I'm getting a value pack of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. It's a lean, versatile protein that can become a dozen different meals. Remember our goal of eating fish about twice a week for those amazing, heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids which help fight inflammation. Today, the wild-caught cod looks incredibly fresh and is reasonably priced. That's going in the cart. Stop number 3, the bread aisle, the grain gauntlet. Okay, we are now making our first foray into the center aisles. We're entering with our diabetic lens on, fully armed. Welcome to what I call the grain gauntlet. It can be treacherous. Let's apply our big 3 skills. Here is Loaf A, a popular hearty multigrain brand. It looks healthy. Let's see. One slice has 25 grams of carbs and only 1 gram of fiber. Net carbs, 24. Yikes. Now look at Loaf B right next to it. The package says 100% whole wheat, and importantly, whole wheat flour is the first ingredient. That's a good sign. Let's check the numbers. It has 22 grams of carbs, but a whopping 5 grams of fiber. Net carbs, 17. The choice is not just clear, it's a landslide victory. Loaf B will provide a slower, more sustained energy release. It goes in the cart. Stop number 4. The cereal aisle, the sugar minefield. Be on high alert. We have just walked into the single biggest sugar trap in the entire store. Let's examine this box of honey-kissed oat clusters with raisins. The name alone sounds wholesome, but we are ninjas. We ignore the front and flip to the back. Serving size, 1 cup. Total carbs, 45 grams. Fiber, 4 grams. Added sugars, a staggering 18 grams. That is 4.5 teaspoons of sugar poured directly into your breakfast bowl before you've even added milk. We put it back with authority. Our rule for cereal is simple. We're looking for options with a whole grain as the first ingredient, at least 5 grams of fiber per serving, and less than 6 grams of added sugar. The best choice of all? It's often the humblest one, a simple canister of plain rolled oats. You control the sweetness and flavor at home. Stop number 5. The yogurt aisle, solving Frank's dilemma. Here we are. The very aisle that caused our friend Frank so much distress. Let's end that confusion for good. Here is the exact yogurt he was looking at, the one with the beautiful fruit. On the bottom, let's use our lens. We turn it over. Added sugars, 16 grams. That fruit isn't just fruit. It's fruit suspended in a sugary, cornstarch-thickened syrup. It's more like a dessert topping. Now let's look at its neighbor on the shelf, plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. We check the label, added sugars, 0 grams. And look at the protein, 18 grams, more than double the fruit on the bottom version. The choice could not be more obvious. The plain Greek yogurt goes into our cart. We are the masters of our own food. We will add a handful of those fresh berries we bought to it at home. We control the sweetness, we control the flavor, we control our health. Stop number 6. The canned goods aisle, navigating the preservatives. Canned goods can be budget-friendly and convenient, but you have to be savvy. For canned fruit, the key is the liquid it's packed in. We are looking for 2 magic phrases: packed in 100% juice or packed in water. We avoid, at all costs, anything that says heavy syrup or light syrup. That's just a fancy name for sugar water. For beans and vegetables, our focus shifts to sodium. We follow the no salt added rule whenever possible. Let's compare. This can of regular chicken noodle soup has 890 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's nearly 40% of your recommended daily intake in one small bowl. This low-sodium version right next to it has 410 milligrams. It's better, but still surprisingly high. The best choice is often to buy a carton of no-salt-added broth and make your own healthier version at home. Stop number 7. The snack aisle, exposing the imposters. Finally, let's venture down the most tempting aisle of all. The front of this bright green bag of veggie straws screams, made with real vegetables, and shows pictures of spinach and tomatoes. It feels like a guilt-free alternative to a potato chip. But we are smarter than that. We activate our diabetic lens. We turn the bag over. Total carbs, high, very similar to potato chips. Dietary fiber, almost 0. The fiber from those real vegetables has been processed into oblivion. Added sugars. Surprisingly, there's some in here to improve flavor. And the sodium? Through the roof. This isn't a healthy snack. This is a potato chip wearing a clever vegetable costume, we put it back. We stick to our whole food snacks we planned for. A handful of almonds, walnuts, or the apple we bought earlier. These provide healthy fats, fiber, and protein that will actually satisfy our hunger and stabilize our blood sugar. Part 4. Conclusion. The Confident Shopper. As we wheel our cart towards the checkout, I want you to look inside. It's full of vibrant colors, whole foods, and smartly chosen staples. This is a cart full of intention, knowledge, and power. So what is the single most important takeaway from our journey today? It's that you must learn to ignore the loud, seductive siren song of the marketing on the front of the box and become an expert, a detective, a ninja at reading the truth on the back. Your new 3 best friends, the guiding stars that will never lead you astray, are those 3 simple lines on the nutrition label: total carbs, dietary fiber, and added sugars. Mastering these 3 gives you all the intel you need to make a swift, smart, and confident choice every single time. Remember Frank, paralyzed in the yogurt aisle? Frank no longer feels that paralysis. He has a system. He knows his big 3. He can walk up to that wall of yogurt, pick up 2 options, and in less than 15 seconds, confidently know which one is the right choice for his body and his health goals. The supermarket is no longer his enemy. It's no longer a source of confusion or defeat. It's a place he can navigate with skill, precision, and a quiet sense of pride. This is the confidence, the quiet power that I want for every single one of you. With these label reading skills, you are no longer a passive consumer. You are in the driver's seat of your own health journey. You have the power to see past the billion-dollar marketing industry and build a cart, a pantry, and a plate that truly nourishes your body and helps you master your blood sugar. Now that our cart is full of these wonderful ingredients, what's the next step? How do we put them into action? And what about the other powerful tools at our disposal? In our next masterclass, we will tackle the unsung hero, how exercise manages blood sugar, where we'll learn how movement is not a punishment, but one of the most powerful, free medicines available to us in our diabetes toolkit. But before you go, I have a question for you. What's one food item that you were shocked to discover had a lot of hidden sugar or sodium? Share your own label detective discoveries in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And please, if this was helpful, subscribe to the channel. Stay curious, stay empowered, and stay healthy.